Hi there. Welcome to Camera Shots. Today we'll be looking at what a shot is and some of the different types we'll be looking for in the movies that we watch in this class. First up, we have what is a shot? Definition of a shot is an image recorded continuously from the time the camera starts to the time it stops. It used to be that filmmakers would use actual film, which would run through the camera. And so any place that you stop that, you would have to take that slice of film out and attach it to another slice of film. And that's where the cut would be. So a shot is an uninterrupted record to stop. Filmmaker Alfred Hitchcock in the movie Rope attempted to make a film with no cuts. He wanted a movie that was one shot, and he found that wasn't going to work, but he did cut it down to 10 edits. And so it's an 80-minute film with only 10 cuts, which is pretty phenomenal. Most films have hundreds, if not thousands, of edits and cuts. So if a shot is an uninterrupted strip of film, or from record to pause, a scene is a collection of shots, usually take place in one location. In addition, a shot is typically determined by the distance of the camera from the subject and the amount of the human form that fits into the frame. A few different ways to gauge. There's a lot of kind of in-betweens, but we're going to look at 6 major types of shots. We have the extreme long, the long shot, the full shot, the medium shot, the close-up, and the extreme close-up. The extreme wide or long shot. Again, the wide and the long shot are interchangeable. Taken from a great distance, almost always exterior, because we need to include so much space, serves as a reference. Used when showing a locale, and oftentimes the human form is a speck in the frame. For example, we can tell a lot. We know the location. We see the sort of rumbling river beneath the bridge there, possibly indicating adventures to come. Now the wide and long shot, this isn't the extreme, this is just the regular wide or long shot. This is the distance between the audience and a stage in live theater, if anyone's ever seen a play. Perfect for revealing enough information to understand the action, and shows actors interacting with their setting. This shot from, I think it was 8mm, has also if you'll notice, things are a little tilted, and we'll talk about that when we get to angles, but that's a Dutch tilt or an oblique angle, which typically shows the viewer that something's not quite right. Another thing to keep in mind is usually filmmakers film in selective focus, which means they choose the subject. Here we have Ace Ventura in the foreground. That's who the director and cinematographer want us to focus on. In the background, you can sort of tell we're in a football stadium, but it's not very important. The deep focus shot consists of various focal planes, all in sharp focus, uses a wide angle lens, allows viewers to see layers of the mise-en-scène, or the scenery and costuming and props, highlights character separation, alienation, loneliness, encourages viewer to mine the shot for information, and provides the same amount of information as editing several simple shots. Now, again, we could have a director who takes a shot of the man on the right, takes a shot of the woman on the left takes a shot. We could do this in 3 different shots with a reaction shot here and then a shot of the prisoner in the back here. But instead, this is a film by Akira Kurosawa. He decided he wanted to do a deep focus where we put it all into one shot, being economical, efficient, and trying to move on to the next thing as quickly as possible. The full shot, this is the closest range of the long shot, and it includes the entire human form from top of the head to bottom of the feet. It's a full shot. It's a type of long shot, usually with the human form involved. Now, the medium shot might show dialogue, might show action. Some variations include the 2 shot, the 3 shot, over the shoulder. Those are all types of medium shots, typically from the knee up or the waist up. You might hear occasionally from the waist up or the shoulders up. You might call it a medium close, something like that. Again, it's not exact science, but you want to have the basics understood. Here's one type of medium shot. We could also call this a 3 shot. Another type of medium shot, call this a 2 shot. And there's another 3 shot, more from the waist up. Over the shoulder shot is another type of medium. Now the close-up. In a close-up, a certain feature or part of the subject takes up the frame. A person's face will take up the entire frame. Close-up elicits empathy from the viewer, and we empathize with the subject, like Bob Dylan, for example. You can see the backlight there. When we get to lighting, we'll talk about backlighting. There it shows sort of a halo effect around the subject. Now the extreme close-up. So on the one end, we have the extreme wide, shows enormous expanses, and the human form is a speck. Now we have the extreme close-up, which focuses in on a detail such as an eye, an ear, concentrates on a small object. Could be feet walking up steps, could be a piece of jewelry. It puts the viewer in the character's personal space and increases our sympathy. Here's an extreme close-up from Blair Witch Project. So these are some of the basics of types of shots. Again, hopefully this is all review for you after spending the first week putting together your slideshows on the first list of terms. Well, you have a great day, and thanks for listening.